Story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there, you're welcome to the CoreTV News on the Hour with me, Sabena Izoku. The Chief Judge of Nasarawa State, Justice Suleiman Diko, has constituted a 7-man panel to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct and misappropriation of funds levied against the Governor Tanko A. Makura. The State House of Assembly had on Wednesday given the Chief Judge an ultimatum of 1 week to constitute the panel since July 14, when the Assembly commenced the impeachment proceedings. Lafia, the state capital, and some other major towns in Nasarawa State have also witnessed a series of protests. The embattled governor of the Thursday expressed his appreciation and told the demonstrators to shun violence. The same day, the President Goodluck Jonathan held a closed-door meeting with 6 of the Nasarawa lawmakers, including the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Musa Mohammed. The Lagos State chapter of the All Progressive Congress said the insincerity and the double standard of the President Goodluck Jonathan is one of the major negative impacts on today's democracy. Olajumoke Olatunji has more on this report.
As more impeachment processes continue to evolve, accusing fingers are being pointed to President Goodluck Jonathan. The presidency had earlier denied involvement in the impeachment of former governor of Adamawa State, Murtala Nyako. The APC vice chairman of Lagos West Senatorial District, Fusho Olugunde, says the president has been inconsistent and untruthful in his thoughts about the president's impeachment wind and asked them to be honest to Nigerians.
Jonathan has never been consistent in his utterances. We know him to double speak, and to now tell us that he does not have a hand in the impeachment, the gales that are going on, is just a flat denial which does not have any substance. If the presidency is not behind impeachment, how come when the legislators in Adamawa State started the impeachment, before they started the impeachment process, they went to Aso Rock. After they served notice on the governor, they went to Aso Rock. After the impeachment was completed, the acting governor went to Aso Rock for a private meeting with President Jonathan. And when he came out, he told pressmen that he had only come to hand over the flag or the baton which former Governor Nyako took away to APC back to the president. He condemned the recent attack on one of APC's national leader, Muhammadu Buhari. He calls it a deliberate act of the government. General Buhari has been a thorn in the flesh of Goodluck Jonathan and the PDP. And just 24 hours before that attack, we all know what, we still remember what the PDP said, and the spokesman of President Jonathan said to Buhari because of an objective opinion that the man had, which was in the interest of this country. So, and who could have been able to track the movement of a former head of state? But the government. Political parties have continued to strategize towards winning the 2015 general elections. But political observers say the recent rise in insecurity and multiple impeachment crises have continued in hitting the polity. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Ahead of the Osun State governorship pool, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it has commenced the distribution of non-sensitive materials, and the Commission says it will ensure a no permanent voter card and no voting in Osun election.
In just about 2 weeks to come, this road leading to the INEC office in Bonkon Road, Oshogbo, might soon begin to get busy. The level of preparation will determine to a large extent the success of the forthcoming election. Early distribution of election materials has always been a major challenge of the electoral body in previous elections. Chief Public Affairs Officer of INEC in Osun State, Adenike Tadeshi, says the commission is on top of its game.
Most of our non-sensitive materials are now on ground, which are being given out to the electoral officers, to our various local governments in the state. Precisely in Osun State, number of registered voters, we have 1,256,569. That is the number of the permanent voters card we received in the state. And as of now, let's say as at 21st of this month, we have so far distributed 808,729 permanent voters card to eligible voters. That is 64.3%.
INEC has dismissed fear of lapses in the coming elections, saying it has enough trained personnel to conduct the coming election.
The students from tertiary institutions like Obafemi Awolowo University will use 1,817. And for students, Federal Polytechnic Ede, we are going to use 300 from there, and federal staff 457. This will all amount to 7,325. Now the corpus from the neighboring states will be 2,443. Now for our SPOs, that is supervisory presiding officers, we will need 301. While returning officer will just be one from Abuja, our national headquarters. And all in all, just like I told you, we are going to have 10,432.
Tadeshi also says the commission will not compromise its stand on the use of permanent voter cards during the election.
The slogan now we have in INEC is no PVC, no voting. If you don't have your permanent, we are not going to collect a temporary voters card for this election. So it is the permanent voters card that makes you a valid voter.
INEC also reiterates that it will replicate the success of the Ekiti governorship election by ensuring that security is given top priority.
And I want to assure our people that what really happened in Ekiti concerning the security personnel will surely happen in Osun. Because the security people don't know the flashpoints where we have problems in the state. And they are to now determine how many security personnel that will be deployed.
With 20 contestants and over 800,000 voter cards already distributed, the political atmosphere in Osun has been active lately. Frank Omalape, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
In what can be described as the rush hour for political parties in the forthcoming governorship election in Osun State, the People's Democratic Party took its campaign to Ikire local government area of the state. Our correspondent, Franco Malape, reports that an APC leader in the state defected to the PDP at the campaign. The report.
Making his way through the waiting crowd, Inyola Omishore took to the stage and exchanged pleasantries with his supporters. The crowd chanted his name amidst cheers. Some of the people present at the campaign expressed satisfaction with the turnout of the crowd.
Look at the number of people who are still waiting, and that is an indication that they are interested in the person of the gubernatorial aspirant, they are interested in the party. That is a clear manifestation. How many of these people are giving money? It is not a matter of money, but when time is due for the occurrence of an incident, then it must necessarily happen.
The campaign also witnessed the defection of an APC stalwart, Olaiwola Alabi.
So I want to get out of regional party, a kind of party that is enclosed into a particular region. Honestly, that informed my reason for opting out of.
Some of the PDP stalwarts say they are optimistic of the party's victory in the August 9 election.
By August 9, the position of the present administration in Osun State will be conclusively determined. It is apparent that people are tired, they want a change of administration, and that position is going to be confirmed on the 9th of August 2014.
When we start real action, you will see what is going to happen. Because it's a party I believe is going to take this state to our destiny. And for that reason, I am ready to do anything to ensure that my community is developed, my state is developed, and Nigeria at large is developed.
The rally seems like a celebration of speeches as party leaders took turns addressing the crowd until sunset. Frank Omalape, CoreTV News, Ikire.
And over to health matters. Patrick Sawyer, the Liberian man suspected to have imported the deadly Ebola virus into Lagos, is dead. The confirmation of the outbreak of the virus in Lagos by the Ministry of Health spawned panic in the state. CoreTV News learned the Liberian died at the First Consultant Medical Center in Obalende area of Lagos. He started receiving treatment when he was admitted at the hospital on Sunday. The patient had all the symptoms of Ebola and had diarrhea throughout the night, which is one of the major symptoms. Consultants to the Federal Ministry of Health were called in to attend to him, and the results of the various tests conducted pointed at Ebola. He was reported to initially respond to treatment, but plans were made to fly him back to his country when the situation worsened. The hospital assuaged public concerns over the safety of Lagos residents, saying it took adequate measures to prevent the virus from spreading during the period of the disease admission. Sawyer, an official of the Liberian Ministry of Finance, arrived in Nigeria on Sunday for a conference. And still on health matters, about 3 months ago, the attention of the world was drawn to the outbreak of the deadly disease known as Ebola virus in some West African countries. The outbreak of the disease had been recorded in countries like Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. The virus is spread through the humans. However, the hosts have been found to be fruit bats and infected animals, including chimpanzees, monkeys, and other game myths that live with fruit bats. A medical doctor, Adeyeye Arigbawo, advises the public on how to prevent the contractions of Ebola virus.
First of all, talk about border monitoring, quarantine, if any, and not only that, we talk of preventive measures so that people don't just use the habit of not knowing they should need to wash their hands, they should need to avoid overcrowding, they should need to also see if new travelers are coming in and you're feeling funny, for example, that you need to see a physician, at least if need be, to do one or two things to make sure this is not a new case being reported. But by and large, we have a standing ethics in this type of situation. We allow the Federal Ministry of Health, we allow those in charge of epidemiology, we allow those in charge of disease control to do more of authoritative instructions in this situation than just any of us coming out to say anything. But our duty is to just talk like the public physician who will really tell people, look, this is how to prevent this is what to do, this is what not to do. So the application is like general application to what you call communicable diseases, that kind of a thing. General application, preventive measures. You know, you avoid all of things like contact with suspected persons, you wash hands, you make sure you're traveling and make sure you get a clean slate when you're going. You get to where you're going to, they can screen you, you have suspected cases, you report them. But like I told you, the epidemiology unit of the Federal Ministry of Health, for example, and the various states are working day and night to make sure we're on top of this situation.
Away from health matters, no fewer than 5 members of the Islamic group, including the son of the top cleric Ibrahim El Zakzaki, were killed during a clash within the soldiers in Zaria, Kaduna State. Eyewitnesses say the clash occurred during the procession by members of the Shiite group to celebrate this year's Quds Day, and at the same time condemned the Israeli military operation in Gaza. Eyewitness claimed that the members of the sect had a disagreement with soldiers at a military checkpoint close to the popular PZ roundabout. This resulted in soldiers firing warning shots, which didn't deter protesters who still went ahead with the protest.
Well, I don't have a detail yet, please. No, I know that's a problem with the Shiite and the security agents, so I cannot say exactly what happened now. I'm waiting for the to result from my officers on the ground. People are going about a normal business. Police and other security agents are on top searching. They are going around the town, patrolling. calm for now.
Nigeria's military authorities have arrested a suspect over a gun and bomb attack on the former head of state, General Muhammadu Buhari. Defense spokesman Chris Olukolade said that the suspect was arrested at the scene disguised as a woman. The man was arrested while attempting to flee the scene, but was whisked away before he was mobbed by the crowd. The suspect is currently being interrogated at an undisclosed security facility. The Kaduna State government says it's offset the bill of survivors of the twin bomb attacks in the metropolis. Governor Ramalan Yeru disclosed this when he visited the bomb victims at the 44 Army Referral Hospital. He commiserated with the survivors and had advised residents to avoid crowded areas as much as possible.
Are you guys sorry, come down. Let's see. You've visited the scene of the two bomb blasts. You've also visited the general who was affected. And of course, you have gone to the hospital here to see the victims. What's your feeling, considering the fact that this is the major attack since you had been in office some 2 years ago?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank God Almighty Allah for what He has done to us in Kaduna State. As you said, in the last 2 years, we have not had this kind of problem. But everything has its own time. And this thing happened yesterday. It's a very sad event. It's a very sad incident. And whoever is behind this knows that he has no fear of God. This is very, very, very unfortunate. And it's not supposed to be. So we totally condemn this act, and would like to also call on people to condemn it and at the same time to look around and ensure what is always around them, which the people of Kaduna has been doing.
However, the hospital, barred newsmen from speaking with the bomb victims. Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar has put together a team of investigators to take a second look at the twin bomb attacks in Kaduna State. The team of seasoned investigators is to unearth the perpetrators of the bombings, which are believed to be targeted at the former head of state Muhammadu Buhari and the prominent Islamic cleric Dahiru Bauchi. The police statement indicates that the Commissioner of Police in charge of the legal department, Iwundibo Ikechukwu, is heading for the team. The other members of the DCP, Chris Ezike of the Federal SARS, DCP Dan Malam of the Monitoring Unit, and the DCP Adeyemi Ogunjemulisi in the Interpol Unit. The investigators are expected to work in close collaboration with other security agencies. Meanwhile, the police authorities have ordered security to tighten in all states of the Federation, particularly those perceived to be more vulnerable to terror attacks. The rise in Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria have been a major concern to the federal government and Nigerians. Speaking on a flash program on Core Digest, a political analyst, Tubosun Aihosu, says the rise in terrorism will not guarantee a free environment for business and investment to grow.
It will not, because nobody wants to invest in an insecure environment. I will not invest in an insecure environment. I will not invest in an unsafe environment. So this, the problem of terrorism that we are contending with now in this country, definitely is a setback for businesses, it's a setback for foreign investment.
He advised the federal government to step up efforts in
I want to believe that if government can be more sincere and more emphatic to convince us that it is really in charge of the security situation of this country, I think a lot of Nigerians are ready to work with government, to cooperate with government, to be able to demystify the Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria.
The Federal Road Safety Corps said it has deployed 15,000 personnel, 800 patrol vehicles, 60 motorbikes, 52 ambulances and 6 heavy-duty tow trucks along the critical corridors of the nation's highway as part of plans to ensure a safe Eid al-Fitr celebration. The court stated that the deployment was part of the programs for a nationwide special patrol slated for July 25th to the 29th. A statement by the Corps Public Education Officer Julius Angus stated that the exercise is in line with the Corps' continued drive to achieve its 2014 strategic goals of reducing road traffic crashes by 15% and fatalities by 25%, especially during the festive season. Speaking on the Salo Special Patrol, the new FRSC Corps Marshal and Chief Executive Boboye Oyeyemi said the nationwide exercise forms part of the Corps' sustained efforts to build on its Ember Months and Easter campaigns, which to a large extent will be sustained towards the end of the year to mitigate against the road crashes. He added that the Operation Idifitri Special Patrol signifies the intentions of the Corps to do all within its power to ensure that the road crashes, injuries and deaths are recorded throughout the Salo period. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll bring you a story outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos.
There is still a poor level of
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV,
a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. 4 days after Afghanistan began a massive audit of millions of votes cast in the run-up presidential election, disagreement and a shortage of observers have slowed progress. The audit of all 8.1 million ballot cast in June 14 runoff was agreed by rival candidates Abdullah and Rashaf Ghani, following a deal brokered by the United States Secretary of State John Kerry. A bitter impasse over the vote to succeed President Hamid Karzai, following Abdul's claims of massive fraud, had plunged Afghanistan into crisis and raised fears of returns to the ethnic violence of the 1990s. The audit began last Thursday, and the Independent Election Commission said it was planned to take around 3 weeks, with teams working in 2 shifts auditing around 1,000 ballot boxes a day. But with only 435 ballot boxes checked since Thursday, the exercise is expected to take longer than planned. The auditing at the Independent Election Commission headquarters has been watched by hundreds of national and international auditors, including candidates, agents, local election monitors, the UN, and European Union observers. And that's it on the news on the hour. Please do join us at the top of the hour for more. I am Sabina Izoku, and thank you very much indeed for watching.